Hey y'all, it's June the 1st, 2017. I was doing a little bit of that secondary research on that lady, Kathy Griffin. We don't really talk about Kathy Griffin here on this channel very much. So we just brought her up in the previous video, the controversy surrounding Kathy Griffin, and the fact is more people need to come to justice, but they won't. I was doing a little secondary research on Kathy Griffin because we don't talk about her on this channel. Alright, and I felt concerned, and I felt like I had to do a little bit more research, because the thing is, we called her out, called Kathy Griffin out for not, first of all, having nothing to do with the news, and also not being funny at all. Alright, so I did a little bit of research, because honestly, I'm not familiar with her news stuff or anything like that, so I wouldn't know. So I checked out some videos, and I had to confirm for you today. It's June the 1st, 2017. Kathy Griffin is not funny. That lady's not funny at all. Not in any way, shape, or form. So it's weird how she's a comedian. You gotta understand, everything surrounding Kathy Griffin's career is starting to seem weird, because she is not funny yet, and still she sells tickets. I was watching her. She sells lots of tickets, and it's basically a robot, bunch of clapping seals and stuff at her audience. Right? It's disturbing. She's not funny though. She doesn't really make that money as far as the funny game goes. And I didn't mean to rhyme. Alright, but I do have to confirm for y'all she's not funny. So that's something to think about. She's a comedian, not funny at all. She's been around for many years for some reason, continuing to have success, even though there's many, many more people who are way funnier than Kathy Griffin. But you gotta understand, Kathy Griffin, what Kathy Griffin seems to be doing is, I'll explain for you a little bit later, is that it seems that she's creating Kathy Griffins. She's like a robot creating other robot Kathy Griffins. That's her whole purpose. She has a certain slant. She has a certain perspective, an angle in life in which, for some reason, people with a lot of money and influence want to perpetuate over our social consciousness, right? Like I said, she's not funny, alright? She didn't make her bones by being funny. She made her bones by being around people who are funny, I guess, for some reason. Alright, and then recently, she done a Johnny Jihad type deal, and she held up Donald Trump's head and all sort of controversy. Now she's fired, even though she's apologizing her ass off. Alright, she ain't funny. And also, while I was doing some secondary research, I was looking at pictures and stuff, pictures of her. Here's the thing, what I had to admit. Here's what I have to admit. Alright, it's not funny. She doesn't really have a coherent grasp on the news at all. Alright, there seems to be no reason why she should be in the spotlight for any reason. And she even admits to it. Alright, thing is, I was looking at pictures of her and being totally subjective, totally objective about this. Kathy Griffin, what I had to admit is, in certain pictures of her, looks attractive, alright? Sort of. She always has a way of seeming annoying, and I think it has a lot to do with her bangs. It's a signature factor for Kathy Griffin, is those bangs, and it's quite annoying. And there's something about her face that's annoying, but, however, there are pictures where she's somewhat attractive. She's attractive. Right? And then, also, since she gets down to her underwear periodically, it really does seem that way, for whatever reason. Trying to show off. You're going to find pictures of those on the internet quite easily as well. Not bad. Alright? objectively speaking, in my perspective, I gotta say it's not really that bad. All right, it's pretty average, to be honest with you. It's the average it's the good average, I guess you would say. And certain pictures, although she does always look annoying, sometimes she looks kind of good. What I gotta explain to you is, if you Google Kathy Griffin, just Google image her, you're gonna find these pictures. You're also gonna find pictures of her in the normal. Everyday type scenario, right? And she almost looks like a totally different person. You might take note of. Almost looks like a totally different person. I not even recognize her at the beginning. That's also something I wanted to point out. There's a lot of people out there. There's a lot of women out there. I want to point y'all out. Calling y'all out. A lot of women out there wouldn't mind having Kathy Griffin's spot as far as having influence, having money. You know, being on the television or whatever, looking all glamorous, and I think, well, I can't do that because I'm not as talented as a Kathy Griffin out there. I don't, and look at her, she looks pretty good, and she's out there doing her thing, and it's very glamorous. A lot of women might think that about themselves out there, but actually, here's the thing about makeup, and we've been talking about makeup recently a lot more. The thing about makeup is it creates miracles on people's faces. You know what I'm saying? Like, they could look completely, totally different, alright, without the makeup. Alright, so you spackle makeup on whoever you want. You can throw them on the television, and they'll put certain camera angles on them, make the light certain ways, and that person will look good. I don't care who you are, you'll look good out there. You put me on television, I'll probably look good, or whatever. Alright, that doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything when they look good. People will be looking at them in the magazines and on the television saying, they look glamorous. Ooh, I wish I looked like that. Ooh, I wish I was having all sort of hot sex like that or whatever on the magazines. And these people are everyday, average, normal-ass people. That's what I was pointing. Their faces aren't ugly necessarily, but they're ugly. They're not worthy of being on television, but they're normal people. It's crazy things, techniques, and methods that you can use with the makeup, and so it does not matter really what you look like. These people, what I'm trying to explain for y'all is that these people are not glamorous. These people do not look exceptionally good. These people sometimes don't have talent. They're not funny, and they're comedians. And they have very lengthy careers, and they're not funny. And they'll get like guest spots on New Year's Eve with Anderson Cooper. She ain't funny. She don't have talent. What she does is she expresses certain ideologies, right, and ways of thinking that are very feminist, very progressive, if you will, or whatever. That's what she does. That's the only thing she does. And she looks quirky. She looks mildly attractive, and that's all it took. She don't have talent. She's not a news person to begin with. She's holding up bloody Donald Trump heads like that's something cool to do. And she sells tickets. She sells all sorts of tickets to her little concert or whatever. You understand that this whole situation surrounding her career is actually what's preposterous. Saying, well, how could it be so preposterous if she gets all the way? Because of what she purports. The angles that she espouses, the kind of loose morality, the kind of political correctness that she expresses out there. It's very valuable to some people out there. Alright, those people out there, they put Kathy Griffin up to the whole head thing. They told her to do it, and then they told her to apologize after doing it. And they're gonna put Kathy Griffin back up in there. These people make celebrities. Celebrities are nothing. They're nothing important. More often than not, they ain't. You can't. You talk to Justin Bieber directly and stuff. He's a stupid moron. He's a retard. And I dare you to go see. The thing is, he can't speak. The celebrities out there who can't speak, they can't think, they can't do. They're robots and they're projections, right? And you put it on the television enough, you're gonna come up with more Kathy Griffins, right? It's gonna multiply. I know y'all seen Kathy Griffins out there. There's Kathy Griffins out there all over the place now. She's a robot projection, basically, at everybody. That's her whole purpose. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Anyways, we're balls deep up in the tribulation. I'm gonna have to holler at y'all later about some more stuff. So, I'll holler at y'all.